What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Say we got another huge update. I know you guys could probably already tell it is going down just by that title alone. Yes, it is true, and it's really sad to see what we've got going on here. We've got Kamala Harris, the Harris campaign, resorting to bringing in a Donald Trump impersonator, guys, an impersonator of the president of the United States, Donald Trump, in order to prepare for the debates. I mean, it's just not making sense, guys. This is getting sad. Excited to check this one out. So I'm not straight into it. Make sure you guys hit that like button, that subscribe button. Before we get into it, y'all hit that like button. Also hit that subscribe button for you, boy. Without further ado, we got to jump straight. I got to see what's going on.
We know that Vice President Kamala Harris, she is in her hotel in Pittsburgh. They've got the lights as if it's in a studio. They've got the stage. They've even brought in somebody who's dressed and acting like the former president. And then we know that the former president himself is just having sort of informal policy discussions from what we understand in preparation for Tuesday. We know that
Oh my world, guys. You can't be serious right now. This is how bad her lack of policy is. This just goes to show you guys right here how, unfit, unqualified Kamala Harris truly is, guys. I mean, a true candidate doesn't need to sit and cram, study, lock myself in a hotel room, bring in my fake opponent. A body double is essentially what Kamala Harris has brought in order to prepare herself for someone like Donald Trump. I know he's a tall task to tackle, going up toe to toe against Donald Trump, but bringing in an impersonator is an extreme. I will say that, guys. I mean, this just goes to show you Kamala Harris isn't ready. Look at this, guys.
Hey, David, I'm in Pittsburgh. Kamala Harris is in Pittsburgh. It's a hot spot as she prepares for the upcoming debate on ABC News. All eyes will be watching that debate as she's now prepping here. What does that mean? Well, it means she's focusing in on policy and also looking through some briefing books, reportedly telling voters she's ready to help you and the middle class. Watch.
So I think it's important for people to not get distracted by, his name on a tower when we ought to look at the fact that he bankrupts businesses that he's involved in, and economists have talked about his plan going forward and how it would contribute to America's deficit and actually cost American middle-class families more than they are paying now.
So we'll have to see what voters think about that response. Harris has barely done any media interviews, right, since she announced her candidacy, and the VP has not participated in a debate in 4 years, so she's trying to sharpen her skills, according to her team. Harris and her VP pick, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, have spent a lot of time in the all-important state of Pennsylvania. Walz has been crisscrossing the state, actually joined by his daughter, trying to connect with Americans. It underscores how critical a win is here for both parties. Also, a new endorsement for the Harris team. Look at this. Former Republican Vice President Dick Cheney saying he's going to vote for Kamala Harris. Says Trump can never be trusted with power again. His daughter, former Wyoming Representative Liz Cheney, discussing that decision.
Dad believes publicly that there's never been an individual in our country who is as grave a threat to our democracy as Donald Trump is.
Oh my goodness. Liz Cheney and this fear mob, that's the left. They always try to do this. The lamestream media, they want to push that narrative to say that Donald Trump is this dangerous man, a threat to the democracy. They know that's the last straw. Every single time when they know they're at the last stretch, the last straw, they always pull out that card. Just be looking for it, for them to try to scare you into voting for the left. Liz Cheney, Dick Cheney, go ahead, vote for Kamala Harris. We didn't expect you to vote for Trump anyway. I'm be honest.
Who is as grave a threat to our democracy as Donald Trump is.
Okay, so now going back to that debate prep and exactly what's going on here in Pittsburgh. She's trying to get ready to go against Donald Trump on that stage. But, David, we know when Trump talks, and he talks all the time to the media, he's usually unscripted, goes off the cuff. So it could be a little bit difficult to prepare for what he's going to say. David.
Indeed it is, Alexis. Thank you very much. Well, Donald Trump.
See, even the reporters, they're laughing at this situation because they know it's a bit silly for you to be cramped up in a hotel room, over preparing almost, for something that you don't have. There's lack thereof. There's nothing to be preparing for because you don't have the substance. That she's trying to, fill in all the spots, the missing holes in her story, but She gets up on the debate stage. Oh my goodness, she's going to get exposed for who she truly is. And I honestly, I usually wait for, Saturdays and Sunday night football, Thursday month. I'm waiting for the debate Tuesday night, guys. This is going to be bad. I can already tell. Listen to what Sarah Huckabee Sanders has to say.
On the debate, what do you think the stakes are? How important is this for former President Trump?
Well, I think it's actually more important for Vice President Harris, somebody who doesn't speak to the media, doesn't take questions. In fact, at the end of this interview, John, I will have done more interviews during this election cycle than she has since becoming the Democrat nominee for president.
And that right there goes to show you the lack thereof. As her whole campaign, her agenda is just missing. Everything about Kamala Harris is missing. All we know is that she is a candidate, the DNC's candidate who stepped in for Joe Biden. Other than that, we know nothing whatsoever. Sarah Huckabee Sanders is correct in saying this is more important for Kamala Harris than it is Donald Trump. He's been an open book, transparent about what he stands for and what he's going to do for our country. I mean, Kamala Harris is all on you.
Election cycle than she has since becoming the Democrat nominee for president. It is absurd that she does not take questions from the press, from the American people. And so I think this is actually a much more important night for her because it's so rare that we hear from her, that we hear her take questions, or that we know anything that she actually stands for.
On the debate.
Hey. And that's just facts right there. We know nothing about Kamala Harris other than the fact that she is the DNC's candidate. That's all we know right now. Let's take a look at what Kamala Harris's campaign spokesperson had to say for her election.
And they haven't heard from her, Ian. I know that she did the speech in New Hampshire, but President Trump, for all the interviews that he's done, he's willing to take questions, everything. Is it a risk to put all your chips on one debate when she hasn't really been able to do any sort of Q&A with anybody except for in debate prep?
Well, I reject that. She sat down with Dana Bash for a long interview on CNN that aired
one
just
interview
a week
in
ago.
47 days.
Well, I know you.
Thank you. I'm glad we got Fox News host Dana able to point that out. One measly interview that's supposed to be suffice for us to know everything, her whole entire agenda. She barely even covered the surface. I'll say that right now. She dodged everything.
On CNN that aired
one
just
interview
a week
in
ago.
47 days.
Well, I know you guys are just now paying attention to her now that she's the presidential candidate, but she's done about 90 interviews this year as the vice president, and people maybe weren't paying attention or listening. She's taken questions from reporters on the campaign trail so far in this campaign.
Now, I don't want to let him just smooth over that point. Like she's done 90 interviews this year alone. I would love to. I'm talking about. I have been following this day in and day out. Kamala Harris, if she hops on that runway, that jetway, goes to Air Force 2, ignores those reporters, I'm going to know about it. Whatever Kamala Harris is doing, I always am reporting it. I'm really confused. I'm just not knowing where this guy, Ian, her campaign spokesperson, is seeing 90 interviews. Guys, hop in the comments. You guys got to let me know. Did I miss something? Let me know in the comment section. I'm a bit confused.
Done about 90 interviews this year as the vice president, and people maybe weren't paying attention or listening. She's taken questions from reporters on the campaign trail so far in this campaign, people who are covering her every single day. She's going to do more interviews and talk to the press more and take more reporter questions.
You hear Dana even in the back pleading like, Ian, let's be reasonable, because he is lying. This is a complete false reality, a false narrative he's trying to push, gaslight the Fox News viewers. But guess what? Fox News doesn't go for that same MSDNC, CNN, MB. They don't do that same thing where they're going to let you, lie and gaslight their viewers. Dana out here pointing him out, holding his feet to the fire immediately about it. Like, hey, Ian, let's be reasonable now. We know that's not the truth. Listen.
Every single day. She's going to do more interviews and talk to the press more and take more reporter questions. Of course she's going to do that over the course of this campaign. But I think that she's going to explain to the country on Tuesday night what the difference in this election is and the choice between President Trump and her, and who has the right vision for the future. Are we ready? Are we going to keep doing what Donald Trump's been doing for the last decade? Or are we going to turn the page and look forward to something else?
But Ian.
And they always try to do that. As soon as you got them backed up against the ropes, there's nowhere to go. Last straw card, they pull out Donald Trump's name right there, rabbit out of a hat every single time they think it's going to. Well, Donald Trump he's no saint either. Donald Trump, that's their favorite freaking claim. They, as in those deranged folks, the lunatic lefties. They always are. I mean, that's their narrative. Listen to this guy. Listen.
Trump and her, and who has the right vision for the future? Are we ready? Are we going to keep doing what Donald Trump's been doing for the last decade, or are we going to turn the page and look forward to something else?
But Ian, first of all, she hasn't done a lot of interviews, and saying debate prep's going well, yelling that to the pool is not to taking questions from the press.
This year.
But here's the last thing, which is, do the American voters not need to hear from her directly? She wants to be the commander-in-chief. We paid attention to her, and you guys didn't like that either. So the interviews.
It's funny.
Go ahead. I'll give you the last one.
It's funny. I hear the question, and it's funny because it's like you're acting like she's in the witness protection program. She's been traveling across the battleground.
I mean, honestly, it seems like she is in WITSEC. The way she has been moving and operating, you would have thought she's going by a whole different identity, guys. She is hideout, camp out Kamala. I've been saying this for weeks now, guys. Her new name is Camp Out Kamala for a reason. She camps, she hides out, pitches a tent away from the media to make sure she avoids all questions by all costs. I mean, this guy he's this Trump derangement syndrome, that delusional state he lives in is just so bad. Oh my goodness.
And it's funny because it's like you're acting like she's in the witness protection program. She's been traveling across the battleground states, talking to thousands of people in packed arenas, arenas that are much more packed than what President Trump is speaking.
Oh my goodness, guys. I'm so sorry, but I can't let this guy get away with this. Can't let him get away with this. I'm going to be the meddling kid that bust him on that, saying she has not packed out nearly the size. He doesn't bring a crowd like Donald Trump brings a crowd. Donald Trump brings a crowd, whether he's offering, just his word, just his speech, just Donald Trump's, his agenda, speaking on what he can do for our country, what he plans to do for our country is enough to bring, thousands and thousands, huge historical crowds. Kamala Harris, on the other hand, I've pointed out multiple, and you guys can go back on my channel, I can attest to it. I've done multiple videos. Kamala Harris literally busting folks out, paying people to come, offering free food, free drinks, offering free concerts, your favorite rapper, your favorite singer, Beyonce. Come on, y'all. She lied to everybody, say, hey, come, Beyonce. I mean, like, come on. You can't say that Kamala Harris brings a crowd, because she does not.
Thousands of people in packed arenas, arenas that are much more packed than what President Trump is speaking to.
And look, and I think scripted interviews scripted speeches are great. But it's different from doing an interview. And also, she hasn't had to explain why she has done the flip-flop on fracking, the Green New Deal, Medicare for all, and now even banning plastic straws.
But Dana, you're Dana, not you, Dana,
yes,
but
I know
Dana
last
week on CNN in a fulsome sit-down interview asked her questions about all those things. So I just think it's inaccurate to say she's not answering these questions. Okay. She sat down and did a long interview last week to explain her positions on these issues and how her views have developed, being the vice president to President Biden, how she's gotten so much done. When you talk about fracking, this is the vice president who cast the tie-breaking vote on the biggest piece of legislation to spur clean energy job growth in American history.
Yeah,
that's
which
what
led
she's
to
going to build
inflation,
on
which
and
is
grow
causing
on
retirees to have to go back to work. Anyway, I love talking to you. You have been a really good person for me to be able to reach out to, and I appreciate that. Thanks for coming on the show. I hope you'll have you
Always
back.
Happy to be
I know
here.
You're working long hours, and we appreciate you. Thanks, Ian.
Wow, guys. Wow. It's all I have to say. Ian Sam, that was Kamala Harris's campaign spokesperson. Honestly, that says a lot. You know what I mean? We've had all these questions. We've been concerned about who is actually running her campaign. That right there just goes to show you they're not ready, guys. They're not up for this challenge. Donald Trump is too big of a task to tackle. You got people going on Fox News, making an absolute fool of himself. He's supposed to be the spokesperson for Kamala Harris. He's not doing much better than her answering the questions. He's coming out, he's front facing, but it seems like he even lacks the details, the knowledge on what Kamala Harris truly stands for. I mean, it just seems like they're all trained to just push fluff, defend Kamala Harris by any means necessary. He doesn't even see how delusional he looks. I don't think he even understands or hears the words that are coming out of his mouth. It just doesn't make sense. The points he's trying to make, the cases to say, she's done 90-some interviews as the VP this year. And we're trying to, push the point to say, hey, as a VP doesn't matter when you just stepped in to be, the front runner for the DNC. We need a little bit more substance from you than what we needed as a VP. Things can change. Things definitely will change versus your VP role to you now running to, conquer the seat of president. I just don't see how this guy actually sat up there and just pushed all those lies narratives, tried to almost gaslight the Fox News viewers into his belief system. I mean, it's actually bad, guys. Hop in the comment section, man. Let me know your thoughts. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you did enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next week.